I watched over 30 different BL in 2025, and today what we're going to do is we are going to rank every single one of the ones that I personally watched. So that doesn't mean like, oh, it had to air in 2025. That means every single BL that I watched throughout last year. So there's over 30 of them, and we're going to go through one at a time and rank them in multiple categories. So I'm not sure how many of you guys actually care about this. I thought this would be fun because it's like, you guys can roast me for my tasteless opinion, and that is the nature of things. But if we go into this, so at the top of the list is Masterpiece. It's basically like, it doesn't get much better than this, right? I'm going to try and keep only 3 shows here just because I feel like I just will put so many in here, and I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. All right. Then after that, they ate, because they most likely did eat that. They ate it up, and I'm very proud of them for that. Okay, next up we have This Was Good. It was good. It just had some flaws, which I think like that prevent it from being like a masterpiece, or like, you know what I mean? Like it was so much potential and it delivered a lot, but it wasn't perfect. And, we have to be okay with that, guys. Not every show can be perfect, Just because your fave starred in it doesn't mean, Cute, maybe watch it again. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again, but if someone put it on, I'd be like, oh, this is cute. Like, I don't hate it. Maybe there was some moments where I was like, it's fine. But then there's some other moments which I really loved. But overall, it was cute. It was an enjoyable watch, but it wasn't like groundbreaking. You know what I mean? Then we have It Was Okay. So this is the section where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to watch that again. Right? Or it didn't hook me in based on what I saw. So I'm going to include shows that I didn't finish as well, because I feel like that'll kind of give you guys an idea of things that I've tried. And yeah, just wanted to kind of show you guys that, right? I couldn't get into it. Now, this is a sad thing, and I'm so sorry, because I think there might be one show that you guys might clock me for, and I don't know why it's here. I genuinely don't. It just is there. And then, what the fuck is this? I don't think anything will actually be here. I just wanted to have a category so nothing would be on the bottom, because I feel bad, like, to be honest. All right, let's go. Let's start with the Thai version of Addicted Heroin. Now, the main thing they delivered in compared to the other versions of this cursed series, because the fact that none of them get finished, and I want to fucking cry. Sorry, guys, venting. They actually had a bit of a more towards the ending, which I don't even think this one was finished. So, I think Thailand can do better with this, if I'm putting it out there. There's also a really weird age gap between the actors, which I don't feel comfortable with. Like, I think it was 15 and 28. Now, I'm just going to be as objective as possible, because, I don't want to be... Yeah, I'll be as objective as possible, right? I'll think about the characters and the way it was delivered. Now, it was not bad, if I'm being honest. It wasn't bad at all. It was definitely the weakest of the adaptations, but I might watch it again. I might give it a go. Would I go out of my way to watch it? No, but I think it still had potential there. Yeah, I mean, I think there's potential. I like the side couple as well. I saw them in Hit by Love, and they kind of low-key saved that one. Well, actually, that one was unsavable, but they did good there. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Ballboy Tactics. Now, if I'm being honest with y'all, Korean BL was a little bit not as strong for me this year as I feel like it had been in the past few years. That might be because of one, maybe I just didn't give enough BL a chance, right? So enough Korean BL a chance, because I only watched a few. But yeah, this year for me, I didn't find an outdating sim moment. I didn't find a semantic error moment. But Ballboy Tactics was definitely up there. I loved this. Okay, look, guys, they ate this series up. And honestly, there wasn't a single bad BL series that I watched this year. So that I'm thankful for. But yeah, it's not going to get higher than this for Korean BL. I'm just putting it out there. I really enjoyed this. It's probably my top 10 for the year, maybe sitting around there. I can't give an actual number. I'm not ranking this in order because last time I did that was crazy and I hated myself for that. So I'm not going to do that again. But I'm happy with this being here. Last Twilight. They ate this up too. I mean, Jimmy and C were really fantastic in this. I will say, when it came to Last Twilight, I don't think I love it as much as some other people did. But objectively, I definitely think that this show deserves to be here. Because I don't think it necessarily did anything wrong. I know some people complain about the ending, which I'm not going to spoil if you haven't seen it. But I personally thought the ending made sense. I could see both perspectives. I could see why people didn't like it. I could see why they decided to go with it. Because, you know, there was independence being shown. I'm not going to go into details, like I said, because no spoilers here. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I think that's a pretty solid, I'm happy with that, to be honest. Perfect 10-liners. Oh my God, everything is in this section today. They ate this. Yeah, I think overall when you think about the series, honestly, the first... Yet, why am I even questioning this? This was in my honorable... Okay, I made a TikTok video about my top 5 favorites, and this was an honorable mention. Of course, this is in the 8. I think that this show is one of the best GMMTV projects I've seen. I think that the second and third arcs were stronger than the first. I think Forcebook did good, but I don't think they were the best. Unfortunately, I just resonated more with the second and third arc. And I think if you watch my reactions, you can kind of get that based on how I act in those, right? Like how I am in those. You'll kind of get the idea, oh, maybe Solace prefers the third arc more. And like that it's okay to have preferences, right? I also don't find myself, and this might just be in the series, I don't think Forcebook's acting is as strong as, you know, Perth and Santa and Viper Wine. I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe it's the chemistry is what I'm looking for. I don't think the chemistry is as good. Yeah, the chemistry is not as strong. For me, it's not as strong. I just think like, when I look at Perth and Santa and when I look at Junior and Mark, I'm like, this is so believable. It's so real. But with Forcebook, I'm like, I don't think it's there for me from what I've seen from them so far. I've seen Only Friends, I've seen Boss and a Babe, and I've seen Perfect 10-liners. That's 3 series. And I just don't think the Forcebook is necessarily my go-to couple, like my favorite couple. And I don't hate them. I just personally feel like, oh, cool, like they made a show. That said, though, some of you have recommended me there's episode 7 of Peaceful Property, which I think I'm interested to check out because I want to give them a chance because, you know, I think it's okay to give them a chance, right? All right, cool. Next up, we have School Trip, joined a group I'm not close to. Dare I say, the best Japanese BL of all time? Did someone say that? Did I say that? Yes, I did. I loved this so much. One of my favorite school dramas, like school BL dramas. Up there with My School President, because I love that as well. But yeah, I can't fault this. I actually can't. Was it a complicated plot? No, it wasn't. It was a very simple plot. But why does this show get separated from like other shows in this genre, right? I think it's the fact that, one, you just have such likable characters. I think the director, the writers, and the actors all brought out such fantastic, likable characters. You know, the friends are also sweet and lovable. You've got Hiroki, who is just like, I just love their chemistry. Like, you know, usually you get like the popular guy and a shy guy, and it's so rare that you see like the popular guy show some vulnerability. And I love that that's what we saw with Watarai's character. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that we got to see this show. I think it's one of the best. It was definitely in my top. It's here because it's top 3, by the way. It was a fantastic show, and I recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, it was fantastic. I also posted a reaction to episode 1 on YouTube. I won't be reacting to it anymore on YouTube because I got copyright striked, and if I get 3 of those, I get my channel terminated. So I don't want to make YouTube mad at me. Specifically Japan. I forgot what the company's called, but they clearly didn't like my last reaction because they blocked episode 2. So I will be... Yep. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Next up, we have Fuck. I fucked up. Oh. So we're gonna have 4. We're gonna have 4 at the top. Tempo, guys. The top 2 GMMTV projects for me, along with Not Me, my 2 favorites from GMMTV. Phenomenal. Episode 9, episode 11. Y'all don't understand. Actually, this was my first ever BL show that I ever reacted to, so I am so glad I started with this. And since then, like, it's not like a recency bias, so that's how you know it's like really good. Like, this show is genuinely one of the best BLs that I've ever seen. Like, it's in my top 5 maybe of all time. 2025, last year I watched so many. Wait, last year was cracked with the BLs that I watched. Actually, hold on. Yeah, well, I can't. Tempo is definitely my number 2 for this year, I think. Like, if I was to order this for this year, Tempo would be sitting here. Like, that's how I'd put it. Maybe I'll do the masterpiece and rank them from left to right. But like the rest, I'm not ranking. Like in the tiers, you guys are gonna see it, and I'm like, do not clock me. I get clocked all the time. Okay, I have the Discord watch party. They clock me in there. And I like it. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. If you haven't watched this show, it's called The Spiral. THE space SPIREALM. You can watch it on Viki. Viki is the main site you can watch it on. There's also other sites, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to put out, I don't want to push out, like, if you watch sites on like illegal places, I think that is like, you know, I understand, right? Like that is, you can do that. But I don't think we should be actively promoting them on public, you know, forums and like comments and saying these things. I just think it's really important to, you know, it's really important to support what you watch. This one was a bit tricky because it actually got banned in China, so it was actually really hard to access. But I'm really happy I watched this. It is phenomenal. It is censored, but it's gay as fuck. Like, I don't know what else to tell y'all. It's my number 1 for 2025. It's my top 3 ever, I guess. Like, I'm happy keeping it. I like, yeah, like, does it have flaws? Maybe. Was I a fan of some things? I'm not going to spoil anything. Oh, I can't say that because it's a spoiler. There were some things in it that I'm like, I had to read the novel. Yes, I've never read a novel. Well, I've read a novel like maybe 6 years ago, but this is the first novel I've ever read since then. And I've never had a show do that to me. Like, I've never wanted to read a novel because I love the show so much or because I wanted some... Won't say that. All right, I just needed to read the novel for that, but yeah, I'm happy leaving that there. Okay, next up we have Punk's Triangle. Wait, it's like in between these two for me. Like, okay, you know what? Let me get rid of this. Let me just say this was good. But in general, I did really enjoy this show. I do think it got stronger, especially as it continued on. I actually was watching this in my Discord server. So if you guys would like to join watch parties, we actually hold them in Discord. So if you every weekend we do watch parties. So I recommend joining if that is something that does interest you, because we do get quite a few people in there and it's super fun. So I hope you can join the Discord watch party. It's in the description below. So feel free to check that out. Your Sky of Us. Okay. Y'all know how I feel about Thomas Kong. I love them. I really, really do. Like, I love Thomas Kong so much. I would sell everything for them. Okay. Okay, that's a bit exaggeration. But to be honest, Your Sky of Us might be towards the bottom of the things I've reacted to on this channel in terms of a show. I feel like episodes 1 and 2 were cute, but I don't think it was needed. I loved episode 3, which is why I'm very torn about where to put this, because episodes 1 and 2, I'm like, it was okay. But episode 3 was like, it was good. So I was like, where would I put this? It's definitely not below a 7 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's below a 7 out of 10. But it did kind of feel like, oh, this is a bit of filler content. But you know what? I think it was okay. I think there's room for improvement. I would put it in between these two. But I do think the first 2 episodes did drag it down for me personally, just because I was like, I don't know. I feel like I already saw Your Sky, so maybe it lost the effect or lost the impact. But I loved episode 3. I really did. So maybe it goes up. Maybe I'd watch it again for episode 3. I'm going to leave it here, and I'll see how the rest of the ranking is before I adjust anything. That's probably what I'll do. Okay. Okay, next up we have The Only One. Now, y'all, what is with Taiwanese BL and the whole stepbrother trope? Look, not gonna lie, they ate this. I would probably put it in my top 10. Just the ending, man. The ending dragged it down for me. I would say that if the ending was just a bit better, like it kind of, if they got a season 2, I think I would appreciate it more. But the fact that it ends like that definitely brought it down, because otherwise, if the ending was really good, I would put it in a masterpiece. I think it's one of the best Taiwanese BLs that I've seen. Yeah, I loved it a lot. AOR Desire. I'm going to put it here. It was good. It was actually really good. They're just the ending again, guys. The ending could have been better. Yeah, now I love both couples. At first, I did kind of lean towards more of a side couple because I kind of found that interesting. But then eventually the main couple actually took over for me. So I just love their chemistry. I think they did such a fantastic job. I'm going to be honest, the non-BL bits, so like related to like businessy stuff, I kind of was a little bit like, okay, what's happening? Like, you know, a lot of that stuff I was like, I wasn't necessarily here for, but in terms of like the romance and everything else, like I like the fact that they did more than just a BL here, which is cool. It is a megaverse after all. But I liked this one a lot. Was the acting perfect? No. I think the first couple, the main couple, had stronger acting. Any volunteers? That was such a slay moment. The ending I just think the ending could have been a bit better. But otherwise, I think this is... Y'all, this list is eating, no? Is it not eating? I think it is. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there because I'm happy with that. Next up, we have Sentry of Love. I'm going to put it in. This was good as well. I did like it. I liked it a lot, especially at the start. I think somewhere along the way, I kind of wasn't as like invested. It sucks because I love Fated Lovers. I love like historical and like time travel, all that sort of stuff, right? And reincarnation. But I think in terms of like the ones I've seen, it's not one of the stronger ones. Like I think I love Khemjira. Until We Meet Again was amazing. Like this show was also good. Like I think it's just like a step below some of the other ones. But overall, I would definitely watch it again. I liked it a lot. So, and plus Though and Offroad, I think I've seen the off-screen chemistry and I think they're fantastic. So not much else to say. Next we have Knockout. Not gonna lie. Oh, what was his name? The boxer. He was so hot. I have to say, I'm happy to put in this was good. I think it's good. Forever You, now this is part 1. I haven't seen part 2 yet, but they ate this up. I loved both couples in this series. Didn't have a preference. I just love Earth. Or Ku... What's his... I forgot how to pronounce his other name. I love him. I don't know why he gets hate. He shouldn't get hate. People just hate feminine people, I guess. I don't know. I just hate that people do that. But I thought he did a really good job. And I love Pond. I'm watching Reset at the moment. I know how good that man is acting. He did fantastic. And isn't he also in... He's in Sentry of Love as well, no? So he's done very versatile roles because they all just feel so different from each other. So good job to him on his acting ability. Your Sky. They ate this. They did. I'm saying it right now. Oh, maybe it was a... No, this is a struggle because I really liked this. I think objectively, it probably goes one step below because if you think about the acting, I think the acting can be improved. Thomas Kong did fantastic here. The chemistry and the couple dynamic sold it 100%. But the acting, I think, still needs areas of improvement. I think they did fantastic, but they are still newer. I thought episode 6 was crazy. Episode 8 was crazy. Episode 9, 10, 11, like everything was crazy. I would have been happy if they finished it on the final episode and they added episode 3 of Your Sky of Us. And I think that would have been beautiful. But I'm happy with this being here. I think it was fantastic. I think one of my favorite Somdomandi top 3, along with Cutie Pie and something else, which y'all are gonna see as well. All right, about youth. This also goes to They Ate. I realize I'm talking a lot, so like my voice sounds like it's dying. Hold on, let me get a drink. Just pretend what I'm thinking. Do I have too much in They Ate? Why does everything eat so hard this year? The fuck? I would leave this here. I think it's really good. The ending was really like short. Like I was like, oh, that I kind of wanted a bit more. But I'm happy with this being here. Like I think they did fantastic. Now, fun fact, I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but I was watching it the first time. I actually watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes. No, but 3 episodes or so. But it didn't resonate with me. But then I tried rewatching it again from the beginning and I really liked it like a year later or 2 years later. So it's interesting how like it sometimes takes a bit, like a second try for us to watch it to really like it. And yeah, I think they did fantastic. The dynamic was good. Like it was cute. I liked it. Did you guys like it too? Okay, next up we have the iconic, the amazing Khemjira. Look, y'all. Best Thai BL of all time for me. There's just something about this show. Child screaming outside. Anyways, yeah, this show was just fantastic. It ticks so many boxes for me. I just loved it so much. And was it flawless? Okay, maybe not. Was there some moments where I'm like, you could nitpick? Yes. But was it worth giving a 10 out of 10 on my drama list to? Yeah, I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's the only Thai BL I've ever given a 10 out of 10 to on my drama list. And truthfully, it was incredible. I really loved this show so much. I'm happy to leave it. It was my number 2. Yeah, The Spy Realm, Khemjira, and Tempo were my top 3 of 2025 that I watched. So I'm leaving it like that. And I'm not going to change it. You guys cannot convince me otherwise. These were I love that we've got like a Chinese, a Thai, and a Japanese BL in like the top 4. Like I really love that. Like it shows that like there's all this diversity, which I really love and appreciate. So I also realized like this list also shows my preferences. So if you guys ever recommend me shows, you'll know what I will like based on my preferences. So I'm really glad for that. All right, next up we have We Are. Now We Are, guys, I don't want y'all getting mad at me. It was good. It was good. But it's not my style necessarily. Now, it's so over the top with the comedy, right? Like, it's got a lot of comedy in it, and I can appreciate a funny series. There were also moments of complexities between the characters, which I really, really like. But when I'm watching shows like, for example, Me and T at the moment, I'm noticing a layer of complexity between Pond and Puin's character in that show, which I'm like, oh, We Are didn't necessarily have. And I think that's made me realize that's what I really like about like BLs, right? Is when there's like real emotion. Like, I'm not saying there wasn't, and I loved all of the couples in the show, but I just feel like I don't know, like I just think like We Are wasn't as strong as Perfect 10 Line is to me. And I liked the structure of having like 3 different couple arcs. We Are was definitely 100% on the humor, but I think I connected more with the couples in We Are. I connected more with the couples and the stories in Perfect 10 Liners. Guys, if you know my background, not like my actual history, but you just know that I love tragedy. If you look at my favorite BLs of all time, you will know why I like them. And unfortunately, I like tragedy. Okay, next up, we have Secret Lover. Now, this one's also good. I am contemplating whether or not to put it in. I think I'm going to leave it here because I'm happy with this category. I think this category is like the 8s out of 10s, the 8.5s out of 10s. This is like the 8.5, 9 out of 10, right? I'm happy with this. I think it's good. I would put it towards the top of the category, but I already told you guys I'm not ranking it because that would hurt myself. So, okay. Oh no. The Korean version of Why Are You? Guys, I couldn't get into it. I watched the Thai version, loved it, but the Korean version just, it's not for me. It's not for me, and I'm sorry, but I watched like 1 episode. Maybe I need to give it more of a go, but that's just how I feel. Now this next one may shock some of you. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Secret relationships? I don't know if I see it. I don't know if I see it. What is it about this show? Okay, I only watched 1 episode, I will admit. Maybe that's why, again, I just couldn't get into it. But if I couldn't get into it, why would I keep watching? You know what I mean? But I already proved it with About You that I have potential to change. Guys, you can fix me. You can fix me, okay? But yeah, I'm happy to leave it there. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to offend anyone out there that's a fan of secret relationships, but it just didn't hit me in the way that I kind of expected, considering it's a harem, and you guys know that I love harems. Maybe not all of you guys, but you guys, whenever I'm in my Discord server, I'm always like joking around about wanting a harem. Yeah, but I'm gonna leave it there. I'm sorry. But I'm kind of not sorry because that's just my opinion. So yeah, that's how I feel. Thank you guys for, I know a lot of y'all are just like, Nick, you're allowed to have your own opinion. And I'm like, I know, but I just don't want you guys thinking I'm trashing on your favorite shows. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, objectively, like, I might be wrong here. But I just personally, like, it was, I'm trying to word it nicely. Like, I didn't find myself captivated. Do you know what I mean? But someone else might, and that's cool. And I love that for you. You deserve that. All right, next up we have Hit a Rivalry. Oh, God. Where do I put this? Y'all, where would you guys put this? Did I think it goes up here? Do I have a 5th one, a masterpiece? All right, first of all, I just want to get this out of the way. Yes, it's not technically a BL. It's more of an LGBT drama. And I understand why people might separate the two. But to me, I just feel like heated rivalry, at the end of the day, it's about two boys in love, right? Well, four technically, there's two couples. And I wanted to include this because I think it deserves a shout out. Now, I know a lot of people be like, Nick, but it's just porn. Not necessarily. I think there's more to it than that. I think if you watch it, you'll find there's actually lots of complexities and vulnerabilities that get explored throughout the show, which I think are very important. And yeah, I'm kind of sick of like seeing so many, not sick of it, sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm not the biggest fan of like how every LGBT drama that's done by like America, you know, the West, is always about the identity of being gay, rather than like, oh, there's gay characters and then there's more to it than that. So I don't like that, despite the fact that it's, you know, legalized in more countries over there, it seems so like not normalized in their shows, which I don't know. I guess maybe they do that because they think it's going to connect more. But I'm like, if it was 2004, 100% makes sense. 2016, yes, makes sense. 2020, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, okay, let's try something a bit different now, right? But they're still doing it. And I guess that's why I kind of like Heartstopper, because like, yes, they did do it, but because there's so many seasons to it, like, you know, there's other issues that get explored, right? Like, it's not just about the internalized homophobia or like coming out of the closet, which I appreciate. And now some of you guys might argue, but Nick, it's set in 2008. Of course, it's going to be homophobia still. My issue isn't necessarily that. It's more the fact that writers, and this isn't hating on this writer in particular, it's, you know, it's the what Hollywood adapts, right? Like, I'm sure there's other content out there, and I think this is fine, but it's just become very oversaturated in the sense of like, oh, Hollywood thinks that only this type of content for LGBT will show, which is, I think there's so much more to LGBT content than just like the identity of being gay. You know what I mean? Like, I think it should just be about romance between two people, right? So that's just how I feel about this. I loved this show though. I just think like Hollywood tends to adapt shows that is like, that focuses on that. And it feels like they can focus on that by choosing shows that are like set in a different time, you know, like the 60s, like Time Traveler. I forget what you call it. It's the one with Jonathan Bailey and Matt, I can't remember his name, but it starts with B. So that's just how I feel about that. Sorry if you guys feel like I'm ranting, but I just want to get that off my chest a little bit because, you know, as someone that is part of the LGBT community, I feel like there's so much more than just that. That's all I want to say. Okay. All right, now let's go on to the Heart Killers. This one goes into day 8. I realize this video is going for 40 minutes, so I should probably hurry this up. Acting was phenomenal, especially from First and Kaotang, but even Jung and Dang did very good as well. Like, I think they held up fantastically against two of GMMTV's best actors. The music, the OST, very good as well. Characters were also done very well. There were some inconsistencies and also some things which I'm like, yo, this is kind of weird, but sure, which was more on like, not on the actor's part, but it was like the writing part. I'm like, why does this seem to be happening? Why am I doing this? It's a little bit dramatic. Sometimes the writing was a little bit questionable, but the end I think was just like so good that I think it brought it up from a cute, maybe watch it again, to like they ate this, you know what I mean? It's definitely in between these two categories for me, but I think I'm going to push it more towards day 8, purely because from episode 6 to 12, I just loved it. So is it 12 episodes or 13? I think it was 12. 6 to 12 was really, really good. Revenge Love also goes in this category as well. Now, Revenge Love is probably the top of this category, so like I can move it here if you guys want. The reason why it's not in a masterpiece is purely because I already have 5 there. And, you know, truthfully, there was some flaws with Revenge Love. Like, I loved this show as much as so much, right? But there were some moments where I was like, in the beginning, I found some of the essay a little bit much at times, right? Now, you guys have seen my Love in the Air reaction, so you might understand, like, that you see where I'm coming from. And yes, it's fiction, but sometimes, like, guys, I'm a very empathetic person. So I put myself in these positions and I try and see these characters and connect with them because I just feel like I like connecting with people and like I just see it. And yeah, I just feel like that part was a little bit of an ick to me. But aside from that, I really loved this show. I think Woo Soo Wei is one of the best protagonists in a BL, one of the most likable characters, and I loved the side couple as well. It definitely was a comeback for China when it comes to BL, which I'm so glad that the show came out. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Peach Trap. It was cute. I might watch it again. Was it incredible? Nope, I wouldn't say so. Like, I mean, I put it above it. Look, I put it above this, but I did like it. Yeah, I put it above that. I'm not ranking the rest. These categories here are staying the same, but I would put it here. I don't think it's like necessarily really good, but like I think it was cute. Like I think it was nice. It was short. I think the flaw for me with this show was that there's 3 characters which I feel like all had different personalities and different things, who all had a thing for a guy that I feel like the main character didn't have that much personality, in my opinion. I'm just like, interesting. He's like 20 something years old, like mid to late 20s. I also didn't like the fact that the boss or the supervisor, it was a bit random that he all of a sudden showed his feelings for him when he didn't have any indication of it before. But I guess maybe it's because he's like, workplace romance, no. But now that we've broken up, I will romance you. That's how I felt about that, but yeah. The next prince. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest. Let's just put it here. It was good. I'm gonna put it there because I don't think it deserves to be lower than this. It just had so much potential. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that this would be at the top of this category or this, if you ask me based on like the first episode or 2. But it didn't hold that momentum for me. The NC scenes were some of the best. 100%. The chemistry between Z and Nunu was fantastic. I think having 3 couples in it plus a GL couple kind of maybe was a bit much. I think that if there was 2 main couples to focus on, I think that may have been a bit more to the favor because, you know, Z and Nunu got so much screen time that I feel like there wasn't much time for the other couples. And I understand like that's how things can go sometimes, but having so many couples can sometimes be a detriment to the project as well. So that I didn't really feel that connected to Calvin and, well, it's JJ and Net, right? Like their couple. I didn't feel that connected to it. I also think that Net is such a fantastic actor. I don't think Calvin was the best role for him. I think that didn't show off his acting in the best way because I know that he's a good actor. But aside from that, that was like the main flaws. The acting across the board wasn't 100%, but I still think it was very good. The budget was absolutely insane and the script writing was a bit questionable at times, but other times it was really good. The sponsorships also was a bit much, I did find. But overall, I'm happy to leave it in this category. I think it was a really good, a good show. It just kind of fell off a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. And I think it redeemed itself in some areas. So yeah, that's how I feel. Love in the Air. They ate this, y'all. Again, the SA was the main issue with this one, like between the main characters, not the final episode. That wasn't an issue for me. Because at the end of the day, that's just the story of Sky. But it's just like the Prai Pai wine setup I wasn't a fan of. Some moments with Payu and Rain as well. But aside from that, I really, really enjoyed this. I won't go too into the deep details of that. I still think it's one of the stronger BLs. If I was judging it based on just Payu and Rain, I'm not gonna lie, it would probably be between like these 2 categories. But because Pai and Sky, I just love them so much, it just pushes it up to here. Because they're one of my favorite couples in like BL. Like I just loved their character development, their growth, everything about their couple except for the introduction was just fantastic. I just think it was really well done. It's Mame's best project and I won't even deny that. And while we're here, let's put the special there as well. they just continued it. It didn't feel like filler, but whereas Your Sky of Us kind of felt like filler a little bit, except for episode 3. Love in the Air special, I think was added even more to it, which I really liked. Maybe Your Sky of Us wasn't actually as like, maybe I just didn't give it more of a chance. I just think maybe I was like fluffed out. I don't know. Like it was okay. You know what I mean? It was okay. I might watch it again if I was told to, but yeah. Why the fuck is AOR Desire here twice? Girl, get out of here. I don't know how to delete this. Sorry, guys. Is there a way to delete this? I don't think so. All right, whatever. My bias... Wait, my bias is showing? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but this was good. It was one of the better Korean BLs that I watched this year. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I didn't realize that, like, the plot, I didn't realize that the main character was being used by the idol at first. I didn't put that together until it was revealed later. I don't know if he was supposed to. But, like, apparently that was always his intention. I don't know. Anyways. Alright, Amagi and Takura? Takura and Amagi-kun? I think that's the names. I'm so bad. This was also good. I'm happy to leave that here. Yeah, I like this here. I think it's good. And then we have Mr. Unlucky has no choice but to kiss. It was cute. I might watch it again. But yeah, this is my ranking. I'm actually happy with this ranking, if I'm being honest. I think I ate this up. Does anyone else agree? Do y'all agree? I agree. I think I ate. Y'all, what do we think? Is this not good? Honestly, this year was a good year for BL. Even these 2 ones here that I watched that I couldn't get into, I wouldn't even say they were bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in this bottom category. Whereas there's some BL which would make this category. But from one I watched last year, I thought this was quite good. If you guys are wondering how I'd rank Reset, which I'm currently watching, and Me and T, they both go into the 8 category, I think, at the moment, just based on what I've seen. I've only seen 5 episodes of Me and T and 7 episodes of Reset. So still too early to tell, but that's how I feel at the moment. What do you guys think? Let me know down below if I'm tasteful or tasteless. I don't know. And yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.